You can give it all you got, 'cause love is running through my veins. Oh, this line can't be tamed. There's fire in my blood. Burn.
Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Offline Championship as we are here at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps in Stavelot, Belgium for the sixth round of the Porsche Supercup Championship. Yes, Porsche Supercup visits no other track than the Spa circuit itself. And yeah, we got 20 minutes of qualifying just ahead of us. Giuseppe Stella, the first man out on track for Dynamic Motorsport. In the commentary booth today is me, your commentator as always, me and FG. And joining me once again is Pausa. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miran, and wow, and the championship is now just literally on fire for the Porsche Super Cups as we hear for one of the most historical venues in Motorsports, the Spa-Francorchamps, and I think it will be another good race, to be honest.
Yes, obviously Spa, one of the staples of the calendar of Porsche Supercup. Obviously, this is a very historic track, as you did mention. It's got a lot of name to it and everything. And as we witnessed Stella making his way around the circuit on his outlap, I will go through the circuit. So the circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps, located in the Belgian town of Stavelot. This circuit was first opened in 1921, making it one of the oldest tracks, if I believe not the oldest track, on the Porsche Supercup calendar. This track hosted its first ever Grand Prix in 1925, and that layout was over 15 kilometers long. So, it was absolutely, it was ridiculously long, but it does have some of the corners that we know today. Blanchimont and La Source was present at the original circuit. Obviously, it was redesigned later, down to 14 kilometers, and then I believe the first F1 race was held somewhere around 1960, I think it was. But this circuit has run, Formula 1 has run here ever since 1985, every year. But other events obviously come here as well. There's stuff like the 24 Hours of Spa, legendary race that is. We got the World Endurance Championship 6 Hours of Spa, the TCR Spa 500, and the Fun Cup, which runs Volkswagen Beetle replicas. Which is a pretty fun little championship event. If you've never seen those cars, I recommend you go give it a watch. It's actually pretty entertaining. But yeah, basically every series you can name has come here. That's regional or international has come here to Spa-Francorchamps, and it is such a legendary circuit as well. There's so many there's so many corners with names and history to them. Not only to mention the legendary climb of Eau Rouge and Radion that everyone knows and loves. But this is obviously one of the longest, I think, if not the longest circuit on the Porsche Supercup calendar. Just over 7 kilometers, 7.004 kilometers, and a total of 20 turns. But this circuit is for sure it is a very, very exciting one, and I think we're going to be treated to a good race.
Indeed, and we see now these cars, I think they probably go about as powerful as the GT3 cars, hence the Porsche Cup cars are a bit slower than the GT3 cars that you would see in the 24 Hours of Spa, but still they would be relatively close time, so we won't see that much difference between GT3 and the Porsche Supercup, the Porsche Carrera Cup cars. So as we see now, Giuseppe Stella it's just about to brake hard into the bus stop chicane, and now rounds the far corner, heading into the front stretch. And what time we will see? It's 2 minutes 20 to set the marks, Miran.
Yeah, it is a very, very long lap around here as Alexander Arnold goes across the line. He is about 4 or 5 tenths slower, hundredths I mean, as Stella's teammate Gonzalez goes across the line. He goes faster than his teammate, Christian Russell, across the line there. So goes Alex Luan in the 230s and Russell in the 229, so they can't quite get into the territory of the 228s just yet. But I think, obviously these are only banker laps, so they are gonna set improvements later on. Championship leader Helmut Tieford is on 2:30.149 for the man from Finland. Obviously he's hoping for another points appearance here today. Jose Lucas, the Brazilian, across the line. Between Arnold and Adam he goes. There's Cam Cole across the line into P7. Rahul Patel with a 2:30.2. We got a few other guys coming across the line there. There's Bentley Schaefer across the line as he goes P5. Gabriel Gomez in the BWT Lechner racing car, P6, as Luca Eiger goes P2, just about a hundredth of a second off the man who's currently fastest, Rubinho Gonzalez, as we're waiting for the other guys across the line now. And yeah, there's Oli Boaks and Jatis Terzic across the line. Terzic and Boaks P9 and P10 respectively. Mihail Valjak and our last time out race winner David Byers, they're in P10, as Kasim Adnan and Boss Kelly go across the line as well to set their laps. And Krongchanok Chow Shainat, I believe, should be the last man across the line. I do believe he is, yes. And that is all the 20 times on the board then, and surprisingly enough, it is Rubinho Gonzalez of Dynamic Motorsport who is currently fastest with a 2:28.602 from Luca Eiger, and then his teammate Giuseppe Stella in P2. So a good qualifying so far for Dynamic Motorsport. They've got two of their drivers in the top three, and yeah, but there's still quite a bit to go, obviously, in the session.
Yeah, there is, and these guys are trying to find the right amount of push that you need to do. As you see here, Giuseppe Stella just goes 2:28.579. That's the fastest so far, then being overtaken by his teammate Rubinho Gonzalez goes up for 2:28.544. As you see, Christian Russell takes up to P4 with 2:28.634. Well, these guys, they're warming up the tires. The tires won't have enough drift yet, and until then, they try to warm up the tires, and they eventually will get a better lap times.
Yeah, obviously, I think now everyone's starting to get up to speed and warming up the tires. You had that. Obviously, Stella took the provisional pole position for a while, and then Gonzalez took it back from him. As there is Jose Lucas across the line, 8/10 off pole man Gonzalez is at the moment. So Brazilian slots into P4. Raul Patel goes across the line, lifts himself out of last place to go P14 for the time being, just ahead of Mihail Valjak. There is his fellow countryman Bentley Schaefer up into P7. He will go, as Gabriel Gomez, that's an improvement as he goes across the line as well, but he stays in P9. There's Luca Eiger across the line to start yet another lap time. The man from Switzerland for Fach Autotech, obviously Fach Autotech, who are leading the championship by quite a lot, 36 points from BWT Lechner Racing. Obviously they are a 3-car entry, so it would make sense for them to be at the top of the championship table. As there is Eiger, I think he's chasing down, would that be Alexander Arnold, I think that is, as we're seeing some improvements from some guys. I think Terzic and Adnan set improvements there, as Chow Shainat goes up one position ahead of Christian Russell for position number 5, that is. Currently in 5th place with a 2:28.627, just 0.003 of a second off Jose Lucas there in P4. We'll see if the man from Thailand is going to manage an improvement. Obviously, his fellow countryman Thunderthorn Konkum in Formula E nabbed his first ever victory in the ACOC as a whole at Okayama, so he'll be wanting to do much of the same here at Spa-Francorchamps. Either way, there's his time in the first sector. He's actually 100th of a second up on Gonzalez there, who's just come into the pit lane. So I think we're gonna stay on board with this lap. Never mind, as there is Giuseppe Stella, as the Italian just starts his first flying lap. Chow Shainat as he heads through Bruxelles, turn number 10. Very late exit there. Then through turn 11, which has no name, obviously referred to as no name. And now as the track heads downhill towards Pouon, the long left-hander. So this is flat in the F1 cars, but you do have to brake a tiny bit through here. Use all the curb on the exit there, and now on to turns 13 and 14. Nice flowing chicane through campus, and then on to Stavelo, turn number 15. Get the car turning nicely. Then through Crew Paul Frere. Corner opens up a bit more here. And now into Sector 3. We will see here as he heads through Blanchimont. This is flat, but you're going to have to lift a bit through this corner, turn 18. And then just into the bus stop chicane. Really tricky to see your braking zone into here. You're going to have to hope that you don't overshoot the corner, because that is very easy to do. Get on the power, and then just to sprint across the line. We're going to see what it will be. It's no improvement for him, unfortunately, and he will stay P6 either way. That was a lap of the Circuit Spa-Francorchamps with Francois Scheinert.
As you see here, Alexander Arnold actually improves a bit on the first sector. Improve a little bit, and here it comes down to Bruxelles. A very slight, tight hairpin there, goes round into the right-hander. It seems fine for him, and then into the no-name corner. But this is the older version of the Spa-Francorchamps that we know about. Now it has a corner, it's Speaker's Corner, and then into the next corner, into what we're known as Pouhon, which is this layout. It's now double gauche. Then into the next left flick, sorry, and then down into the next corner, Campus Corner, and then Stavelot, which will be pretty tight one. Paul Ferrer, and it's going wide there for Alexander Arnold, but he's still staying there, and then he's puts all the hard speed into his tires, then into this fast left-hander, the Blanchimont. You're gonna have to lift all a bit with the GT3 cars. Now out of the corner, and then he's gonna brake hard into the bus stop chicane. Seems pretty much fine. Bentley Schaffer sets the fastest lap time so far. Provisional pole for him, but then here comes Alexander Arnold. Could he denied the position? No, he only goes third fastest. So Alexander Arnold right and down behind goes up P8 with 228.629.
Yeah, it was a good improvement from Arnold there. Unfortunately, could not take the provisional pole, but it was Bentley Schaffer who did take that. Obviously, he does have a pole position to his name. I think it was at Silverstone. No, it was not. I am kidding. But he, he's not had a pole position so far in his career. So we'll see if he is able to hold on to this. He's actually a 10th up in the first sector there, but he does have the FAC Autotech car there, as he is going to do it with. I think that is. It's not one. It's Eiger. As the two are going to be wheel to wheel heading down to Brussels. Eiger, I don't think it's going to be too much of a pain for Schaefer here, and he isn't. So Bentley Schaffer getting past Luke Eiger on track then, but it's not going to do any wonders for him, as Helmut Tiefert across the line. He was last, and he went up into P4 to get himself onto the second row. Now that is looking much better for the championship leader, as he got himself up into fourth place ahead of Giuseppe Stella. Obviously, he's been doing fantastically, Tiefert, these last few races, as Cameron Cole, the American, gets himself up into 8th place and into the points paying positions. He's actually equaled the time of Jose Lucas. They have the identical times now, but Cole gets the 8th place because Lucas at the time first. So he is P8. Rubinho Gonzalez, as we're going to witness a Spaniard on a lap as he makes his way around the bus stop chicane. Let's see if he's going to finish up this lap. As he rounds the final corner, let's see what the Spaniard can do, as he will make his way across the line now. And it will be provisional pole for Gonzalez by 0.2 of a second. That's a great lap time from Gonzalez, and that has guaranteed him the provisional top spot in qualifying from Bentley Schaffer and Alexander Arnold in P3. But Bentley Schaffer, his results really seem to have kicked up recently. Obviously, he scored a podium at his home race in Silverstone, and now he scored quite good points at Hockenheim as well. What do you make of him, Paula?
He definitely is one of the rookies that they watch out for. The guys from the above the tiers, like to 3 and 2, and then you see Ryan Adam goes up P2 to 2 minutes 28.365. That's pretty good lap time there for Ryan Adam. Well, and you see there Ollie Boats goes up P16, not that much of big improvements, but still, it is still an improvement. But yeah, Rahul Patel comes out into the finish line, what goes P12. But just like I said, Billy Schaefer and probably the rest of the guys here will be watched by the guys above the tiers that they're in right now. That they will, have a little scouts as a free agent as well, and make sure that they could go up the above for the Formula 1 tier. So you see some people, Kasim Atman goes up P8 there, and here comes Cameron Cole now into the final corner, and I think he might improve his lap time. He does. Goes P4, Cameron Cole, the first race winner of the Porsche Supercup, having a little bit good form here, Miran.
Yeah, he is having quite good form, Cameron Cole. Nice to see him back up there once again. Obviously, he has been scoring. He has been scoring good points as of late. He scored a nice P5 finish at Silverstone, and then he picked up a point at Hockenheim as well. But I think the big news is going to be about this man, Rubinho Gonzalez, who is currently on provisional pole position as he goes across the line, extends his advantage over the field as well. Goes almost a tenth faster on his lap. We'll see if anyone is able to challenge that, as Ryan Adam got himself up to P2. Bentley Schaefer currently down to P3, as Adam previously mentioned did set that improvement, as Schaefer's into the pit lane, so he won't be going out again actually, which is quite a shock. But either way, we're going to see the other guys going to finish up their laps. Iger goes across the line. He does not improve. Michal Valjak, though, the Croatian, goes up into 6th place. So nice improvement there as he gets ahead of his Dynamic Motorsport teammate Giuseppe Stella. And that brings all of the Dynamic Motorsport cars into the top 10, which is great news for the Italian outfit, obviously. And Valek's going to continue on his lap. There's a few other guys coming across the line. That's Alexander Arnold. He's just going to get a lap in there. Oli Boaks, we saw him dive into the pit lane there. Same with David Byers. He's going to start last. Surprisingly, coming off his race victory at Hockenheim. Rahul Patel, he's going to get a lap time in here, I think. So we'll see if he decides to finish up that lap. Obviously, one of the most experienced drivers in the field, if not the most experienced drivers in the field. He's had F1 experience for 2 years with Renault and Toro Rosso. Drove for those teams. He's also podium sitter in F1, obviously, back in 2017. He did quite alright in F1. He was set for a move to Formula E, but he actually turned that down to go race in the Porsche Supercup. So, here he is, and I would say he's doing all right. I mean, he scored a podium, but other than that, it's not really been the most amazing results from the Indian-British driver. For the time being, as the checker flag is out, and we're ready for 10 cars across the line. Rubinho Gonzalez is going to be the first man across as he rounds the bus stop chicane. And he's into the pit lane actually, so Gonzalez sees no more improvement as he has dived into the pit lane. Luca Iger then is going to be the next across, along with, I think that is Giuseppe Stella, who is behind, or that could be Michal Valjak actually. I think it's Valjak. Either way, it doesn't matter, so we're going to see both of the cars across the line. Iger heading through the bus stop chicane as he rounds the final corner. Let's see if Iger can get an improvement in from P9. And he does so. He goes P2, gets himself up to the front row, and Valjak goes P3 as well. It's a great lap time from Michal Valjak. as there's Christian Russell across the line, and it does not improve. Jose Lucas as well does not improve either, but yeah, fantastic improvement from Michael Valjak there to get himself up into 3rd place. Alex Arnold is next across, the German who's going to go across the line. He does not improve Alexander Arnold, but he's going to stay P8 for the time being. Rahul Patel, the other former F1 driver, is going to go across the line and see if Patel can manage an improvement, and he does. He goes P8 with that lap time, gets himself ahead of Alexander Arnold. Kasim Adnan is going to go across the line as he first has to go through the bus stop chicane. And now he's going to go across the line as he makes his way down the start-finish straight. It'll be the final car to cross the line. Let's see where Adnan can go. He cannot improve, and that means that here at Spa-Francorchamps, it is Rubinho Gonzalez who takes pole position.
Big one for Rubinho Gonzalez. Well, that is a big lap time for him, and then also Luca Iger as well in P2. Michael Valjak back in the top 5 as well, which is pretty impressive for these qualifying. So yeah, pretty interesting qualifying.
Yeah, you've got quite the unusual guys at the top there. Gonzalez and then Valjak for Dynamic Motorsport aren't really the top performers, and then Ryan Adam, who still hasn't scored a single point in the Porsche Supercup yet. So I think that'll be changing today. But let's go through the starting grid, shall we? It is Rubinho Gonzalez, the Spaniard, that takes his first ever pole position here at Spa-Francorchamps, and it is Luca Iger, the Swiss driver, who lines up P2. On the second row is Michael Valjak. The Croatian is accompanied by the Italian Ryan Adam in P4. Then we have Bentley Schaefer in P5, followed by Cameron Cole in P6. Championship leader Helmut Tieford starts in P7, followed by Rahul Patel in 8th. And then we have Alexander Arnold in P9, followed by Giuseppe Stella, rounding out the top 10.
And we have Kasim Adnan in P11, and then Jose Lucas in P12. Poncho Scheinert will start in P13, and then alongside him is Christian Russell in row 7. Row 8, Gabriel Gomez and Alex Luan will lines up in row 8. Row 9 is for the British row, I guess, Boss Kelly and Ollie Burks. And rounding out the top 20 is Yates Terzic and David Byers.
Yes, so quite an interesting field then, as we're now going to get underway with the race. It's Rubinho Gonzalez on pole position with Luca Iger in P2 as the lights are coming on. We've got 6 lights. And we are underway here at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps, and I think Gonzalez has gone away well. He's going to try to cover off Iger as they head into turn 1. There in the background is Adam. I think he's going to try something as there's Schaefer, I think, as well, getting involved in the mix. Gonzalez, though, as he leads as they head into turn 1, and oh no, there's someone facing the wrong way, and I think that might be Ryan Adam, who is facing the wrong way as he's been spun around into turn 1. What a shame. But Michael Valjak has had a very, very good start as he got himself up to P2. That's Iger going a bit wide as they head up Radion, and nothing coming out of that. So Iger's lost a position as they headed out of turn 1. There's Adnan and Adam side by side. Adam's fallen down to P12. What a shame for the Italian. This is now fighting off the Syrian. Kasim Adnan has 3 wide there in the background. But we're going to focus on this battle. It's Cole versus Iger, as Cameron Cole is going to try to nab this podium position away from the Swiss Luca Iger as they head out of Lake Coombe. It's going to be Iger who remains ahead, as there's Adnan once again on Ryan Adam, and Gomez and Luan dueling for position as well as they head out of Lake Coombe into Brussels. They will go now down into turn 10. Adnan on the inside line of Ryan Adam, as he has the inside line over the curb. He will go. I think he should have the better traction on the inside line there, and he does so as Adam goes a bit wide, and it's going to allow Kasim Adnan to slip up to P2. A horrible start for Ryan Adam, as he was looking so good to be in the points. He's now fallen out of it completely. But it is Rubinho Gonzalez now who leads from Michael Valjak, Luca Iger, Cameron Cole, and Bentley Schaefer. So very good start for Gonzalez. He's done what he needs to. Then you got Michael Valjak there in P2 as well, doing a fantastic job. And Cameron Cole was able to eclipse his way up into 4th place there. So what do you make of the start?
Absolutely, a bit kerfuffle there in the in the La Source, the first corner, and yeah, some of them absolutely just get the wow. it's a little bit speechless for me, but yeah, it's now a 1-2 now for Michal Valyak and Rubinho Gonzalez. I think, yeah, for the Dynamic Motorsports.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 for Dynamic Motorsports at the moment. I think that was Valyak with the cover. I wonder if we can get a replay of the lap 1 incident, just to see what happened. I'd be much curious to see that, as we are going to see it. Just going to go back here a bit. And yeah, we are on board with Ryan Adam then. So from the start, as going to see the lights coming on in a bit.
Yeah, so a little bit of a race restart here. So, and I think that's about when it started. Yeah, Ryan Adam just comes off the line pretty well. I think he's trying to cover off Billy Schaefer there. And then down to the inside. I think Schaefer goes to the inside, but then, yeah, there's no room for Billy Schaefer to go.
Yeah, we're going to see if we have the number for Schaefer as well. So we're going to see the start from the Brit. You can see there, as he has a look on the outside there, of Adam, and tries a late braking move on the inside. Obviously, Ryan wasn't expecting. It just completely shuts the door. What is he doing? That is. I mean, it was like he wasn't even there, and yeah, now that's brought him down to P13. So I think that is unfortunately going to be Ryan Adam's fault, but it hasn't impacted Bentley Schaefer too much, I don't think. Either way, Kasim Adnan still might have Ryan Adam to deal with there in P13, as there's Ollie Boaks in 19th, who's chasing down Jatis Terzic for 18th place at the moment, and there behind is the man last place, David Byers, in P20, so he might try to get involved with this little battle, as I think everyone's starting to settle into the gaps on lap 2 out of 11. See as they head up Eau Rouge and Radion. But yeah, Ollie Boaks down in P19. Obviously, the form he had in the first few races of the season seems to have just kind of disappeared. Now he's gone pointless for 2 races, and it looks to be a third for the Brit. What do you make of him?
Oh, I think it's a little bit unlucky with the first corner carnage, but yeah, it's a little bit of bad starts for Ollie Boaks, and yeah, it's just seems. But maybe if he would try to make up back the positions, but we'll see. We'll see if Ollie Boaks could do it. But we're now going to be looking for. You see here, Jatis Terzic goes in P18 currently, but just right behind Alex the One, who just had the first corner incident, so that dropped him to 17th right now. And back to the front here, Hamilton Ford just try to chase down Alexander Arnold. Arnold's still holding there pretty decently. Then into Paul Fair. Now into that Paul Fair corner, and rounds into the next corner. Then it's going to be really close, isn't it, with the slipstream here. He has a look on the inside of this corner, but I don't think he would make a move on that. Then into Blanchimont, the fastest corner on track. Then into, maybe gonna try on the bus stop chicane. He brakes hard there, but then you see on the back, Giuseppe Stella might have to try to look on the inside. No, there wasn't any room at all. He just blocks it.
Yeah, there wasn't any room there for Tifo, I don't think, as Rubinho Gonzalez has the fastest lap, and he's actually pulling away from Michal Valyak by about a second now. Either way, we're going to focus on this battle in the midfield, as Tifo is chasing down Alex Arnold, the former Formula 1 driver. Obviously, Arnold knows what it is to be robbed of positions at this circuit. Remember back to the Formula 1 race back in 2018, in which he was leading, but he got hit with a 5-second time penalty, which was from the race before that race. And that brought him down a few positions, and the win was gifted to his teammate Jesper Johansson. So not the best memories for Alexander Arnold at this circuit, but yeah, either way, he is going to triumphantly carry on, as he's going to have to put up the defense to championship leader T-Ford here, who's really itching to get past the German, looks like.
Yeah, definitely. Able T-Ford, he's sort of trying there into the no-name corner, then into the next corner, which is Poor. T-Ford is really just going to try to stay close to him as much as he could, and then maybe try to overtake after the Radion corner, but he has to stay like this for the entire lap.
Yeah, he's going to have to stay behind. He's going to have to try and keep that gap to Arnold as close and consistently as possible, as they headed through, I think that was Campus. I think he lost a tiny bit of time through the corner. He took a bit of a wider line, it looked like to me. Either way, I don't think it should affect him too much, as now they head into the high-speed section through Courpol Frere and then Blanchimont. We're going to see if he's going to be able to gain anything on the German. You see he's very, very, very close as they head through turn 17 and now turn 18. I love the static shot of the cars going past. Really gives you the sense of speed through the section. Either way, into the bus stop chicane. T4 does not try it as they now head through the bus stop. Stella was having a bit of a look there though on Hemo T4, I think, as we approach lap 4 out of 11, and Rubino Gonzalez has now once again set the fastest lap of the race. 1.2 it is to teammate Valjak now, as he is currently running in second place.
Well, you see that everybody's having a personal best lap times here, and coming down into the famous Erouge Radion. And you see there T4, like I said, he had to stay pretty close to him to get it, maybe a good opportunity to overtake. 5 tenths now, 4 tenths down. I think he may have a shot here. Alexander Arnold goes on the inside, trying to protect his position. And he's gonna protect his position. He will stay 6th right now. T4 still couldn't make the move.
Yeah, Hemo T4's gonna have to stay behind for the time being, I think, as he is gonna have to wait. We obviously have a lot of instances where people just get stuck behind one driver and just really cannot wrestle their way past the driver. You can see their Bentley Schaefer's there up ahead, as he's pulling away from Alexander Arnold, and that's not good news for Hemo T4, as he obviously wants to battle with the guys further up ahead. Either way, we'll see if he'll be able to get past the German, as there's still a few laps to go in this race. Obviously still a long time to go, so T4's just gonna have to be patient and bide his time behind the former Formula 1 driver. Rubino Gonzalez though, he's really pulling away. It's 1.1 seconds to teammate Valjak, and Luka Eiger is not gaining on Valjak either. It's 1.6 seconds to the Croatian for Eiger, so Dynamic Motorsport actually look to be very, very safe for the time being to secure their 1-2, but I don't want to speak too soon, obviously. Either way, we'll see. Things can change. We could have drivers picking up the pace, maybe dropping off the pace. We don't know if someone is pushing or not.
Yeah, definitely. But as you see, T4, they were going wide there into the bus stop chicane. Just went too deep. And if I give a little bit of chance for Giuseppe Stella for a little bit of close up a bit, and you see now there is Porsche Shiner may have a look on the inside of Jose Lucas. But I think it seems a little bit too risky. He returns back to the racing line. Now down in from La Source, now into Erouge Radion once more. As you see, Stella, pretty far gap there, 6 tenths of a second.
Yeah. I think as T4 went over the curb on the inside, Stella had to brake to take avoiding action from Hemo T4, as he looked a bit too. He I think tried to just avoid going to the back of the Finnish driver, as Chow Shinen. You are right, Chow Shinen, very, very close. to the back of Jose Lucas there for P9. We'll see if anything will come out of that. But I've said this in the past, and I will say it again. When you have trains like these forming behind a driver, all it takes for the spark to be ignited is one person trying to move, and then you start to see it spreading like a wildfire, honestly, when it comes to drivers trying overtakes everywhere. But this is where the closest gaps are at the moment. You can see the top 6 is insanely spread out. There's no gap under a second in the top 6, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, it goes to show it's like two different worlds, this. But yeah, we are going to see what will happen.
Yeah, indeed, and these guys, well, if the one made a mistake, absolutely everyone will be bunching out on the guy who made a mistake. So yeah, that front guy had to either just accept the defeat and just give up the position, or just fight back. But sometimes the other drivers would just pass by through. So that may not be too great choice, to be honest. Yeah, precisely. Either way, that we got some battles brewing around the field as well here, a bit further back. We got Ryan Adam, who's still trying to get Kasim Adnan for P12, that is. So he's trying to get back the positions that he lost, obviously. It's a shame for Adam, obviously. He was finally running the points, got a good qualifying position in, and then he had that accident, which sent him down out of the points. It's a big shame for what happened to him, but it's racing. So these things do happen, as we witness all these guys heading up Rouge and Radion. And now down the Camel Straight. Just see Gonzalez and Valek there in the race. They just saw them whizzing by through the camera, as Chiefwood still chasing down Alexander Arnold. Obviously Arnold, a good defender he is, as he still remains in P6. But I think Dynamic Motorsport, obviously, they are going to get a very, very big helping hand from this race, considering they're going to finish P1 and P2. That's 43 points in the bag, and considering Gonzalez's fastest lap point, that's going to be 44 points at least. And then you have Stella in P8. So if things finish like this, you know, it'll be absolutely fantastic for the Italian outfit. Yeah, definitely. We see him now as T4. Slight bit of a, still trying to hang on in there with Alexander Arnold. But yeah, you see, still no progress. Not enough really progress to came up to just a bit. As we see, he's just trying to, stay close to Alexander as much as possible. He's not. The gap is now being stretched out quite a bit there, to about 5/10, now 6/10 of a second, and it's going to be a little bit tough for him to add some overtake. But yeah, and here it goes now into the bus stop chicane. Nobody makes any mistakes, so we're still staying pretty safe here. Luca Iger gets it to fastest lap of 2:28.901. But yeah, he starts, you can see there the gap is stretching down to 9/10 of a second, now down to probably 8/10 of a second now. But yeah, look at Iger in third place. Maybe he would try to go for a move on Michal Walniak.
Yeah, Iger obviously picking up the pace now, it looks like. And I think he might try to split up the two Dynamic Motorsport cars and try and get himself into second place. Obviously, if he does finish P2, it'll be 2 podiums in a row and 2 P2s in a row. That could really throw him into championship contention, obviously, which would be, absolutely fantastic for the Swiss driver. either way. As one man said, getting close is one thing, passing is another. So we'll see.
Indeed. But these cars are pretty, spec cars, so it definitely will be tough to pass with these kind of tracks as well in the play. And it's pretty much driver-based series, as you see here. It's all about the drivers. They just like tussling down into these corners. So yeah, we'll see. Whoever makes a mistake, absolutely gonna get the consequences out of it.
Yeah, I think there is going to be quite some consequences from there. Yeah, there are going to be consequences. I do agree with what you did say. Either way, here is Franklin Shynut as he is chasing down Jose Lucas. 4P9 looking quite close to the back of the Brazilian.
Indeed, 3 seconds as well, and also some fans in the stream chat saying hi there. So yeah, hello, you guys at the home.
Yeah, great to see all you in chat watching as well. If you want to get involved in the action, you can join our Discord. But now we're going to witness some action here as that was Shynut. He tried the move on Lucas on the outside line. Might have looked on the inside. Oh no, that's not gone well. For Shynut has gone over the curb there a bit. But I wonder what happened. Did he just back out of that move, or did Lucas move over? Can we see who down that place?
So no idea on that, but I think maybe Shynut might try to go on the inside, but then he had the other ideas, or just Jose Lucas just block on the inside onto the bus stop chicane. And as we see here, on board with Shynut. Well, he looks on the outside on himself, but then he realized that outside wouldn't be okay, but unless if he would try on the inside on the left-hander of the bus stop chicane. So yeah, so pretty much 50-50.
I think it was either that or Lucas just kind of moved over, because I feel like, I mean, there was space there, obviously, and Lucas did move over to the racing line, but Shynut maybe was too far back to complete the move. I don't know. Either way, both will hold station for now. So we'll see then as they head through or head into Lake Coombe now through the corners, and out of Lake Coombe they will go down to turn number 10. You see, still 3 tenths close. He's keeping that gap very, very close to Jose Lucas, but we'll see if he is going to be able to try the move as the bus stop chicane looks like the prime opportunity to try the move for these drivers. So we'll see if anything will happen there. As they're now going to head through Pouon, you can see the gap is just about 0.3 of a second between the Brazilian and the Thai driver. But yeah, Shynut is going to really have to calculate his moves correctly, as here is the battle for P2. So Eiger has now actually caught up to Michael Valiak, and he is going to try every opportunity he's given to get past the Croatian, I think. As obviously he lost his position at the start, and he's going to try to regain it as they're going to head through turn number 18. Now let's see then if he is close enough. He has a look to the outside, but he thinks at the inside as well, as he is going to try to into the bus stop chicane, and he goes a bit wide. I think he's trying to alter his line there as he comes out of the final corner. Might get the better run on Valiak then as they're going to head into the first corner. And he has actually got the better round, so good stuff from Luca. Has a look to the outside, trying to sell the dummy to Valiak, I think, as he goes on the inside line. Valiak trying to cover him off on the outside line. Bit of sparks there from the Porsche Cup car, obviously, but I think Valiak has got the better traction on the outside, and I think he is actually successfully defended. He has successfully defended from Luca Eiger, so Valiak will remain in second place. but I don't think it is going to be over yet. You see how close he is to the back of the dynamic motorsport car as they head down the Kemmel Straight. He pulls over to one side as he's going to be wheel to wheel with Michael Valek now as they're going to head into Lake Coombe. Iger on the inside line, Valek on the outside as he goes on the inside. Valek on the outside line as they're going to head out of Lake Coombe as well. And Valek's actually defended it quite well there, so good positioning from Valek there. He's positioned his car where he needs to, as Choshainat is defending from Rahul Patel there in P11 as they headed out of Lake Coombe. Patel might try it once again into Bruxelles. He is going to try it as he goes on the inside line. Choshainat, we discussed, was going to try to attack Jose Lucas, is now defending from Rahul Patel as Patel on the inside line gets it done on function of Choshainat. Great little move there from Rahul Patel. And Qasim Adnan might try to slip past Choshainat as well. So the battles really might be kicking off here. Either way, I have to say, superb defending from Michael Valyak in P2. And a nice little overtake from Rahul Patel there in P3. But Luca Iger, obviously, he's looking very, very good on the pace. Do you think he'll be able to get past Michael Valyak?
Well, the battle is just kicking off here. Well, I think Iger might have the guts and probably enough pace to go for it, as I think. And here he goes, just about into next corner, into Blanchimont now. And it's pretty close, 0.3 of a second. Now down to 351 milliseconds. Is he going to try to go on the inside? He stays right behind him. Have a little look on the inside, but then he goes over the sausage curbs. That might ruin his chance there. You see there, Cameron Cole is right behind him, so it will be a battle for the podium, Miran.
Yes, indeed, it is going to be a very, very interesting battle for the podium. Cameron Cole and Bentley Schaefer have caught up to these guys, so it's going to be an interesting battle as there is Ryan Adam on Qasim Adnan on the inside line. Finally, it's time to strike as he heads into turn number 1. Adnan, though, with the better traction around the outside, it looks like it gets the better exit on Ryan Adam as they are now going to head up Rouge and Radion. Adam trying to stay behind, trying to get the good run up Rouge, and now as they head through Radion, we'll see if he's close enough to try anything on Qasim Adnan. There's Christian Russell in the back as well. He might try to take advantage of this situation as well. Can't quite see them for the time being as we see all the other cars, but I don't think anyone's tried it just yet. And yeah, they've all remained behind, so no one's made the move on each other, surprisingly enough. So yeah, everyone remains where they are.
Well, and then here it goes now into Brussels. Nobody's still making a move, so we will see on the next lap, which is the final lap of the race, or if they might be fancy trying to go on the inside on the bus stop chicane after the Blanchimont. That is the only realistic chance of these guys to try to pass the guy in front. As we see now, look at Iger just eyeing up his opponent, which is Michael Valyak. 0.3 of a second now into Stavilo, then into Paul Ferrer. So we're going to be really close there, and now into just full speed ahead into the next couple of corners. And it sees 0.3 of a second now, just down to 3.325 now. Into Blanchimont they go, and then down into the bus stop chicane. Could Iger have enough gap to try to go on the inside? And he does go for it down the inside onto the bus stop chicane. He goes over the sausage curbs, trying to overtake Michael Valyak. Valyak still holds on, but he has to sacrifice, and he climbs up the sausage curbs as well. And you see Rubinho Gonzalez now into the final lap. We're on the final lap of the race now, and the fight on the front is going to be absolutely hectic as hell. And here he goes now down into from the La Source now into Rouge Radion for the final time. And here it goes, Iger. Well, it's 0.6 of a gap. He's really struggling there. because of the corner at the bus stop. What he did in bus stop chicane, he just pretty much compromise his run, but then he just on the slipstream of Mihail Valyak. Would he have enough gaps? No, he doesn't have enough gap, Miran.
Yeah, it's really surprising. Honestly, Iger's been completely trying, but Valek's been really strong on defense, and he's backing up Iger into the others of Cameron Cole, Bentley Schaefer. In fact, Alexander Arnold has set the fastest lap of the race, so he's actually caught up to these guys now. So, yeah, Iger is running out of time. He's gonna have to try a move, a very desperate move, and he's just gonna have to hope that it succeeds. Either way, Valek has probably done what he needs to, as Rubinho Gonzalez leads by 7.3 seconds. I don't know if this is intentional or not from Mihail Valek to leave such a massive gap for his teammate. Either way, I think Rubinho will be quite happy with his teammate that's allowed him to secure a very, very comfortable victory today here at Spa-Francorchamps. Either way, the battle for P2 is still going to continue. Iger is going to chase him down until the very, very end for second place in this race, as they now head into Sector 3 for one final time. Iger is gaining. He is gaining on Valyak. You can see he's getting closer and closer as they're going to head through Blanchimont. And now through turn number 18. But the thing is, where is Rubinho Gonzalez?
Yep, he just ran the final corner there,
Yeah.
and there he goes. Iger on the inside, trying to go. It wasn't going to be enough. But yeah, Rubinho Gonzalez will take the win. But he might fancy try to go alongside Mihail Valyak, but it's not going to be enough. Valyak will take second place and secure the Dynamic Motorsport 1-2. Wow.
What a battle that was. That was fantastic from the both of them. But it is going to be Rubinho Gonzalez who wins in Spa-Francorchamps. So great job from Gonzalez. But yeah, we will now go through the final classification. So this is Rubinho Gonzalez, pole, win, and fastest lap. He secures the trifecta here at Spa. And then we have Mihail Valyak finishing P2, a first podium for the Croatian. No, second, sorry. And Luca Iger finishes P3, another podium for the Swiss driver. Cameron Cole finishes P4, and it's Bentley Schaefer in P5, followed by Alexander Arnold in P6. Then we have Hemo Twyford in P7, followed by Giuseppe Stella finishing 8th. And then Jose Lucas finishing P9, and Rahul Patel securing 1 point as he finishes in 10th.
And next up we have Porsche Shoshanat. Not a very good race for him. Well, mainly because of the first lap incidents that he, being involved with, but not directly. But he still lost a couple of positions, and he's finished outside of the points. Kasim Adnan will finish P12, and then Ryan Adam will finish in P13. Christian Russell, a pretty meh race for him. So he will finish P14, and then Gable Gomez will be P15. Boss Kelly will finish in P16. Alex Lewan, P17. Then Yates Terzic in P18. Then Ollie Burks, who involved in the first round corners, and being caught up in the incident and just dropped down significantly. Will finish in P19, then finally David Byers will finish in last place.
Yeah, and that is gonna be it. But before we call it a day, it's time for driver of the day, and my driver of the day will go to Mihail Valyak. Absolutely fantastic defending he's done throughout those final few laps. We got treated to a great battle, and Valyak, calm, cool, collected, to take it home for a P2 to secure Dynamic Motorsports 1-2. So really fantastic stuff from Valyak today, and he gets my driver of the day.
Yeah, I honestly we'll give it to Valyak as well, because his defense with Luca Iger is absolutely incredible that, he let his teammates, Rubinho Gonzalez, take home the win, and he's still defending pretty fiercely with Luca Aiga and the rest of the top 5. But yeah, what a performance from Michael Vajak. So my driver of the day is also Michael Vajak.
Yeah, so he gets our unanimous vote. Either way, that has been it for the ACUS today at the Porsche Supercup. Thanks so much for watching. Congratulations to Rubinho Gonzalez on the victory. But yeah, that's been it for us. We will see you on Saturday. So we will see you tomorrow, essentially, for the Formula 1 Belgian Grand Prix at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for the main event. So make sure to not miss that, as it's going to be quite exciting, I do think. Obviously, we got new DRS rules introduced, so that's going to create much closer racing and much more exciting action. But that's been it for me. I've been Mir and FG.
And I've been Pausa.
Thanks so much for watching. This returns tomorrow for Formula 1. Thank